Episode 17, Interlude. Interlude. The story of a dragon seeking for family and friends. The distant loud roar echoed loudly in the halls of the tower, shaking it even more. The story of a princess living in fear of loneliness.
Ryu! Where's Ryu?
Nina cried, almost screaming.
Where's Ryu?
The story of a guardian questioning the very reason for his existence. Gar did not reply as he quickly led the way out of the tower, his golden eyes dull with remorse. And of their companions, who are inevitably involved in this conflict.
I hate to say this, Nina, but we'll have to trust Gar for now.
Momo half shouted, pulling the princess by the hand.
Pew.
Pico agreed as he bounced along the halls beside them, with honey clinging tightly onto his head. Little did they know that, even now, their paths have already been tightly intertwined together, like bonds of trust that can never be broken.
No. Ryu !
Nina screamed, sobbing loudly. The path to the future carved by destiny has been set in stone. He ran across the darkness, his erratic breathing loud in the great abyss devoid of light. His sheath stayed empty, its weapon forgotten. His legs felt weak, as though his knees were going to buckle at any moment, but he still continued to run as hard as he could, without a destination in mind, without knowing if he would ever break free of this great darkness. He wanted only to escape. To escape from the terrible truth that plagued his mind. Yet, as he ran, he did not know where to run to. Where to turn to. Everywhere he turned, he could see the wisps circling before him. Pursuing him. No matter how hard he sprinted, the wisps always caught up to him, rushing past him in a great streak of light. No matter how hard he covered his ears, the voices kept reaching out for his fragile mind, relentless in their chase.
Why? Why do you run?
A male voice asked, a voice he had once heard in a dream. The silhouette of a young man formed before him, filling his heart with dread. It was not his master. Not Lord Loudon. But someone else. Someone he did not want to see.
And no. Leave me alone!
He yelled as he skidded to a stop. He spun around and sped down a new direction instead. Another streak of light overtook him and stopped in front of him, forcing him to skid to a stop once more. It separated into wisps, then gathered to transform into a young man with flowing violet hair, whose silhouette he had seen earlier. The man turned towards him, an unreadable expression on his face.
We're not like them.
The voice persuaded him further, clear and crisp from the lips of the young man.
We're not supposed to be with them. Go away!
He cried in increased fear, dashing in yet another direction.
You have to face the truth, Ryu.
The man cried as he ran.
You have to embrace the blood that flows in your veins.
Even as he ran, the voice repeated in his mind over and over. Repeatedly, never allowing him a moment of peace. And his form began to change. Gleaming green scales appeared all over his body, horns sprouted from his head. Wings spread from his back, a tail swished behind him, and claws appeared on his hands and feet. His cerulean blue eyes turned golden. The dragon whelp continued running, fleeing into the great darkness within. The cogs of time continue to turn. The stone statue of a dragon growled as it turned towards the night sky, anger glinting in its glowing eyes. Slowly, steadily, like a traveler focused on his destination.
So, it's your doing, Miria.
Loden's voice came from the statue, low and dangerous.
I won't ever forgive you.
But, the journey on the path of destiny has now come to a standstill. The only thing that answered him was a playful giggle that rang through the dark starry sky. And it will be a long time before it will continue once again. The cogs of time continue to turn. End of chapter.